What's up, Universal Fight League fans? You know who it is. Bill Gibbons coming back at you with another vlog. I hope you guys are feeling as blessed as I am. Hoping your day's as wonderful as mine. And if it's not, hope watching my crazy ass brightens your day up a little bit. And let me throw some blessings your way in case you ain't got none today. So what's going on, everybody? Just making another video, and I love talking to you guys through this lens. I love the fact that as of right now, today, in 1 year, I've gotten 1,522 subscribers. Thank you to all my fans out there that are holding it down for me. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button on this channel. So that way we can keep growing and keep bringing it to you. Please smash that like button on this video. And back to the lecture at hand. And the lecture at hand is this whole Dux Robert Wall situation that I've been talking about here. Man, it's been kind of back and forth here, you know, like I first got the information that Robert Wall put up $4 million to fight Dux. My first thought was, why is an 80-year-old man putting money out there to fight a 60-something-year-old man? Maybe he's broke, so I run a make on him. Turns out he's a criminal, so I thought maybe he needs the money. And when I put that out there, man, everybody had all this information to say about Dux, all this information to say about Robert Wall, and it's a back and forth, he said, she said, circle like crazy. Whoa. Anyway, and the reason I wanted to report on that is, why do you have to lie for your own recognition? You know, and that's the problem with martial arts, and that's one of my biggest dreams that I hope to accomplish with this channel, is to bring the honor and dignity back to martial arts, and that martial arts gets the honor and dignity and the credit that it's always deserved. But it's because of this group says that group's fake, that group says this group's fake, this guy says that guy's fake, and it makes you like, you don't know who to believe. You just want to punch yourself in the face, dude, because it's like, who's telling the truth here? Well, I mean, like I said, I want to thank everybody for your good comments, your bad comments, you know what I mean? I enjoy the feedback, because, you know, you haters out there, I just laugh at you, because I'm the one at least trying to do something with my life, you know, and I love the fact that I found out how high up this channel is going, and it's all the way up to the top of the ladder. So I thank you to all the professional martial artists that are accepting me into your world. That's why I'm trying to go in and give it to you straight, because like I've always said, I live my life by one motto, and that is, a man is only as good as his word. And I try to keep my word. No, I don't try. I keep my word true. That's why I want to bring you guys more information and an update on the whole Robert Wall Dux situation. Well, I've had a very known martial artist. I'm going to read what he had sent to me here, and we had spoke on the phone, so I want to give a shout out to you, Mr. Alan Goldberg. And I also want to say that I'm actually pretty proud of this. I've been invited to the Martial Arts Hall of Honors. It's called the Ultimate Destination, you know, Martial Arts Weekend at Atlantic City. When I get my medallion, I'll show it to you guys, because I'm truly honored to be invited. And I thank you, Mr. Alan Goldberg, for inviting me to your Hall of Honors dinner, and I can't wait to be there. And this has been going on for like 20 years, and like last year, it was Michael Jai White there, Lou Dragon Phillips, I believe his name is. I can't remember his first name. Michael Jai White is there, who I think is the baddest man on the planet right now. And Martin Cole from Karate Kid was there. I mean, I guess this event is really big and been going on for a long time, so I'm pretty excited that I get a chance to attend this. And now back to the whole Robert Wall Dux situation. Now, I ran a make on Mr. Robert Wall. Turns out he was a criminal. Well, that is all true. But what I didn't know, and this is how I found out how high up this channel goes, that Mr. Robert Wall is actually in a real estate business with Chuck Norris, and this is what Alan Goldberg had to say here. Alan Goldberg had to say, as soon as I can find what he said here. Okay, yeah, well, it's a couple different segments that he said it to me here, but this is directly based on the whole Robert Wall, Frank Dux situation. Did or did Robert Wall not come up with the $4 million to challenge him? And this is what he had to say about it. Says, I'm not a fan of Mr. Wall, but yes, he has the money. And he also says he is partners with Chuck Norris, okay, and everybody knows who Chuck Norris is. Huge freaking name. And yeah, that Chuck Norris is in real estate, and he has a gripe with Dux for years. But he does have the money, and he did make the challenge. The real fighters in California were all against Dux because they were around the same time Dux was when Bloodsport came out, and they were all mad, you know what I mean, because they said that he's fake, and he's that. You've all heard the stories about Mr. Dux. Well, anyway, then he goes on to say, yes, he does have the money, and as I know Chuck Norris well, and together, Chuck Norris and Mr. Robert Wall own a real estate business together, and it's called Wall Street Properties in Tarzana, California. Okay, now he goes on to say, and they own about 25 prime locations in Tarzana, California, worth $21 million. Okay, well, before I go on any further, I'm going to say, okay, well, Mr. Robert Wall, if I am wrong, and you really did put up the $4 million, I will formally apologize to you, but something that doesn't make any sense to me here, if you have $21 million and you're 80 years old, why do you need to challenge Mr. Dux now? Is it your pride? Is it your ego, or do you really love the martial arts like I do, and are you really just trying to weed out the fakes from the reals? I'm really curious to, if you have this kind of money, what is your motivation behind, even if you do have the money, what is your motivation? Because $4 million is a lot of money. I don't care if you're a millionaire or a billionaire. $4 million is still $4 million no matter how you slice it. Well, anyway, and it says, and then he goes on to say, believe me, I don't like Bob Wall much for my own reasons. Okay, but I do know he did challenge Dux. Please note Dux has excuses for everything and has been blackballed from many events. Almost every fighter that is for real hates Dux because he robbed them of a generation. Okay, well, and that goes back to he's kind of went into the he said, she said, you know what I mean, because there's no actual facts that he robbed a generation, and most of the allegations made by everybody, and it's all hearsay. There's no actual evidence, and which that's the biggest thing that hurts my feelings over martial arts, because with all this he said, she said bullcrap going around, it's lost the honor and dignity that it once had, and that's one of my main goals, to bring back the honor and dignity that the martial arts community should have. And and you got everybody cutting each other's throats, so it's just like, who do I believe? Makes you want to punch yourself in the face because you don't know who to believe. Well, anyway, he also goes on to tell another story about Dux, as far as a group of us put up $50,000 for one person to prove Dux fought. No one came forward except one of Dux' friends. This friend finally admitted that Dux sent him to California and now hates Dux. So again, this is hearsay. And what he said, he goes, as I said, Dux always has excuse. He says the rules were too much and we didn't have the money in escrow account for him to see. We cut it off too short, and we were too hard on everyone that came forward. No one came forward, LOL. We had it in a promissory note which Dux didn't have to see, and it was everywhere for 8 weeks. So just one more thing that he's trying to say, Frank Dux is lying, over. Sorry about the sirens. We in Detroit, you gonna hear them. It just happens. There goes another one. Ain't nothing special around here. Well, anyway, with this whole situation, okay, Robert Wall, if you did put up the $4 million, I want to know why. Why did you put up to $4 million at 80 years old? What are you doing trying to fight if you got a real estate business worth $21 million? But now this is all hearsay, but if I am wrong, and Mr. Robert, while you contact me and prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that you really did make this challenge and put up to $4 million, I will publicly apologize to you, because I do live my life by the number one motto that a man is only as good as his word. So, I mean, that's what's going on with that. I mean, I'm still going to investigate this because I want to find out what happens on this. Did Robert Wall put up the money? Did he not? And why did he, if he did? And other controversies going on with the Black Dragon Fighting Society is, like you got William Aguirre, Ashita Kim, and Frank Dux all arguing, saying, who's the owner of the Black Dragon Fighting Society? Well, in my opinion, the real owner of the Black Dragon Fighting Society should go to Mr. William Aguirre, because he is a direct descendant of Count Dante, because Count Dante and William Aguirre Sr. were partners in the business, so that would make him give him direct rights to the lineage of the Black Dragon Fighting Society, which the story is great. A lot of people have tried to call Count Dante fake, but there's so many allegations against him, you know what I mean, that he actually did. I mean, he was like a gangster martial artist, man, because when he had a rival dojo, he go try to burn that bitch down and got caught because I guess one night he got pissed drunk and tried to burn down one of his rivals' locations. I mean, talk about love for the sport, man. Plus they said he was a hairdresser, plus he owned a string of porn shops, so he was an entrepreneur, and I can respect that. And I respect the hustle of Count Dante. So, and that's my theory on the whole Black Dragon, who I think should own it should be William Aguirre. And I have talked to Frank Dux quite extensively. I can't believe I forgot to ask him and if you guys know the answer to this, or you've heard stories, please feel free to comment down in the comment section what you know about this. But the story goes that it was John Keenan, a.k.a. Count Dante, that was supposed to fight in this Real Kumite, and that he died in 1975, and then they said somebody else needs to go from the Black Dragon Fighting Society. How did Frank Dux even come affiliated with this group? I don't know. I don't know why I haven't asked him that yet. But as far as personally goes, Frank Dux hasn't done anything to me. We speak all the time on the phone, but I mean, I can't speak against his person because he hasn't done anything to me. And the only thing I can speak in is on the hearsay that everybody's saying. Because, man, as soon as I brought this out, everybody and their mother had a damn opinion. I wrote to you with Alan Goldberg had sent me that invited me to the convention, which, like I said, I'm very honored and can't wait to be there. And I will be doing a full story on that, and I will be filming from there. So I know that's going to be some interesting content, but that's happening this January, so that's a little bit down the road here. But I mean, he was a nice guy, and I love telling you guys these stories because they're cool, man, and martial arts is awesome. And there's so many positives to martial arts as far as the training side of it. I mean, it will literally strengthen you mentally, physically, and emotionally. You will get all that from training martial arts. Now, this is another thing that really upsets me that's going on for the last decade, at least the last decade this has been going on. Dude, you got so many martial arts schools out there that should not be in operation at all, because the teacher absolutely knows nothing of what he's doing. He's teaching a half-assed, watered-down version of whatever martial arts he's like. I'm not going to mention no names here, but when I tried to get my son into karate, I had him in 6 different schools before I found a karate school that wasn't a complete joke. You know what I mean? And these karate schools are ran like our weakened societies ran now. I mean, come on. When I was a kid, when I was training in martial arts, you had to fight for your trophy. You know, you didn't win, you didn't get no recognition. Now, these sissy-ass kids might cry, so everyone gets a trophy. That's the most garbage-ass bullshit I've ever heard, man. In life, there's winners and there's losers. Which one are you? But this whole fact that everybody gets a trophy, I mean, it's wrong, dude. And kids these days, they're weak because, oh, it's okay, Louis, you didn't fail here, you get a trophy too. That shit sickens me. And like I said, when I had my son in these karate schools, the first one I took him to, it really seems like the faker the school, the higher the price that they charge. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're a fake school, so we're going to charge you more than any other school. But there's exceptions to that game too, because like I said, I also seen one that was really cheap that was garbage too. You know, but the first one I took him to, I paid for the 30-day one, and it was like $300, and they wanted like $500 a month, or maybe it was a lot, dude. I don't remember the exact price, but it was a lot a month. I couldn't believe how expensive, and it was absolute garbage bullshit. So I put him in the 30-day course, and dude, when I was in karate, dude, it was like military precision. You know, and now there's no discipline, there's no precision, and they absolutely do not teach technique anymore at all. You know, so you see everybody in their, you know, when they're running down the class in their front stance or their back stance or their horse riding stance. I mean, in my karate school, when everybody was standing there in front stance, dude, you could see the rows, everybody's exact position. It looked like military precision. That's why I call it that. And now there's no formation. I mean, it just looks sloppy as hell. Like, you know, they don't care. And I was so disgusted by what I seen in that school. I couldn't wait to get them out of it. And when I was walking them out for the last one, look, now I haven't trained in 20 years. Okay, I haven't even competed in 20 years. Well, now I'm walking them out, and I guess the karate instructor could see by the look on my face how disgusted I was with the rip-off martial arts school. I wanted to tell him so bad, and he was like, "Well, he asked me if I was going to sign the contract." I said, "Absolutely not. My son will not be training here." And he's like, "Why is that?" Because this is the most watered-down, half-assed school I've ever seen. You guys don't even teach proper technique. He gets all offended and wants to get macho on me and this and that. I looked, dude, I'm leaving. You ain't even worth my time. He was like, "Yeah, because you know if you sparred me, you get your ass kicked." Why did you have to say that? Grab my son, William, wait here. Even if I'm going to get my ass kicked, I'm going to go. And dude, listen, like I said, I haven't trained in 20 years. I'll put my toe to that line, and I completely and humiliated this man. And he was supposed to be a 4th degree black belt. And I'm slow, I'm out of shape, you know what I mean? I have no endurance, but my technique is still flawless. Most of it is, you know what I mean? But a lot of times with like my higher kicks, stuff like that, my body is so stiff I can't even reach it to make some of the moves. But I still know the technique, and all I did was stick with basic technique. And when I stuck with basic technique, I whooped them. And that's going to be my vlog for today. Like I said, if you have any new information on the whole Frank Dux and Robert Wall situation, please feel free to let me know what you know about it. I'm going to investigate this and figure out what's going on. So until the next vlog, I love you. Peace.